Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Prime Minister Andrew Holness declared that this government is not unsympathetic to the situation facing residents in Clifton St. Catherine. However, we must pursue our development plans to a structured, orderly and legal way.
I am a builder. I don't like to lick down things. All I have been telling people to do is build. But we cannot build illegally. You can see, the roads are not properly aligned and some boundaries may have to be adjusted. But I am aware that the SCJ, that is the Sugar Company of Jamaica, is putting in place a program, or has put in place a program to regularize. Some of you would have been given letters of possession. The SCJ has literally gone and surveyed the land, and they have subdivided it, and they are in possession of titles. And we shall come back in a few weeks' time to actually distribute your titles. Having toured the area, it is clear that there needs to be some work done on roads. I'm not sure what your water situation is. I hear it is intermittent. Sometimes you have, sometimes you don't. And you do have your electricity poles in, so at least that part of it is solved. You will be connected to the sewage that is being developed in the area. And your water supply will be improved by the water supply that is going to be developed. Well, is already being developed for the area. Your roads, we will seek to do a few of them, but we can't do all of them right away. I am going to be talking to the SCJ to see what we can do in the short term to at least get your main road coming around improved. Now, I do know that the lands adjoining you, not in this community, because this is a community that the government of Jamaica has acknowledged as a legitimate community to be properly regularized. So you have nothing to fear. All right? The government of Jamaica will protect your property rights and will give you your title. You can go to the bank with it. But I am aware that there are others who have sought to occupy lands adjoining this community. And I tell you this, and I'm sharing it in my heart, I am a builder. I don't like to lick down things. All I have been telling people to do is build. But we cannot build illegally. We cannot seek to get property illegally. All of you here are going to become property owners. And it cannot be that someone can just come in your yard and take it away or occupy it illegally. It is a fundamental principle of a free and democratic country that the property rights have to be protected. So for you looking on, you might say, boy, give them a blight. But if you keep doing that, it breaks down the law and order till eventually it is at your doorstep and you wonder why. It is because we didn't draw the line when we should.
The Klansman Connection. The Spanish town St. Catherine-based criminal organized dubbed the Klansman Gang is believed to have collected millions of dollars from unsuspecting people who paid up to $800,000 each for land adjacent to the approved Clifton settlement in the Greater Bernard Lunch development area in the parish. A probe has revealed that a top-ranking member of the Klansman Gang was the person who collected the cash for parcels of land sold to people who believe that they were in legitimate business with the Sugar Company of Jamaica SCJ, which is the owner of the lands. When the partially done buildings were demolished by the state last Thursday, there were claims that persons who sold the land was an employee of the SCJ who did the transactions on its behalf. But in a release late Sunday, SCJ Holding Manager Director Joseph described the claim as nonsense. According to him, the SCJ does not carry out the sale of lands in such a lax manner. He further stated that no individual was authorized to collect cash on behalf of SCJ. As the controversy continued over the demolition of the illegal houses, reporters on Monday were told that an alleged top-ranking member of the Klansman Gang, who had reportedly carried out the transactions for the property with people, desperate homeowners. We heard about it and investigation was launched, at which point the people were served with notices to cease all construction on the property, said one government source. The notices were served on March 12, and we have pictures of the notices being posted. The people were warned that all permanent structures and other structures remaining on the property after this notice would be demolished, so it is unfair to say the government acted unfairly almost 7 months later, argued the government source. Last Wednesday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness told Parliament that the National Security Council, in reviewing the development plan, has observed an insidious and growing threat in the area, where alleged gangsters were capturing land in the area adjacent to Clifton community, creating their own informal subdivision and selling the land under the false pretext of ownership or building on it themselves. The illegal capture and building on public or private land will not be tolerated. We will not allow criminal gangs to create communities in the country, added Holness. It has been alleged that heavily armed Klansman gangsters have been walking through the approved settlement declaring their control of the area. On Monday, a number of government officials refused to go on the record to answer questions from reporters, as they indicated that Holness would make a statement to Parliament today to outline the sequence of events. The demolition of houses ordered by Holness created a firestorm last week, with some people attacking the government for its action, while supporters of the Holness administration and others argue that it is time for action against the illegal capturing of land to build squatter settlements. Some Jamaicans also commented that the Prime Minister for moving decisively against criminality. People who have started construction on the land were left in tears as men and tractors worked to demolish the structures last Thursday. The opposition People's National Party has since announced that it will be assisting the residents with legal fees to take action against the government. According to the PNP, the action of the government represents a blatant disregard to the tenets of the United Nations Convention on Human Rights and supporting international conventions to which Jamaica is a party. For the month of October, the Jamaica Constabulary Force on Sundays will educate persons about crimes that are committed online.
All right, so you said the first step. So if you're being harassed online, whichever of the cybercrime offenses, the first thing that you should do is make record of that harassment or whatever the crime is. So you screenshot it, send it to your email if it's WhatsApp, but you should have it present as much as possible so that when you're making your report, you'll have it, right?
That's correct.
And additionally, if someone is a victim, it is advised that they go to a police station first to make the initial report?
Yes, we certainly recommend to treating with the due processes of the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
Right.
We do recommend that once something is violates your constitutional rights or the law of the land, we suspect that the best process, the best action to take is to make a report to the nearest police station.
All right, so after you make the report to the police station, that is when we come to you because you're the expert in that area. How does that part of it work?
Okay, so once the report is made, or the report is appreciated as a term that we use in the JCF,
right,
that report has to be actioned by an investigator. And once that report is actioned, it means that it goes to particular channels in which it is treated with.
Right.
All right. One of which, once an investigator has signed the matter and it becomes an investigation, then that investigator has the responsibility to liaison with CFCD as the investigator now to see how we can add our efforts to investigate it, to further investigate the matter.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share,